Welcome everyone to part 6 of Conley Stinger 609 drag boat project. Well, I'm into the 6th video now, and I'm always introducing it as Conley Stinger 609 drag boat project. But up till now, I have not had a power plant. But after a long wait, it has finally arrived. The engine is actually here. So this is what this video is all about. This video is about the engine showing up. Anyway, there it is. The power plant is now here. It's turned out beautiful. The injector fitted on there just perfectly. Just go around this thing a little bit so I can show you all what this looks like. Well, for this project, even though it comes with a full transmission, I don't have room for it in this boat. So half of it has to go out of here. So basically, this portion right here is not going to be needed. So I just take that out of the loop. So basically, this is what we've got. This is the actual portion of the motor that fits into the boat. And out of the bell housing, there is a drum for this centrifugal clutch that's inside the bell housing, and it applies the power through a drive shaft. Now let me show you here. I'll come over here. This piece right here, this is the drum that catches all the torque through the centrifugal clutch. That is the drive line that goes through the transmission. I'm going to have to shorten this for my application. Next to it over there, you see the air filter that originally came with the engine. Not going to be needing that for this project. And next to that is the coil. And that's the coil. And then below that is the ignition module. That's the like an MSD AL6 ignition module. If you noticed on the engine there's no exhaust yet. On purpose, I had Gary send me all of the Zuni headers loose. So I can then TIG weld them and angle them in the position that I feel looks best for this project. And anyway, there's the parts, and once again, there's the engine. I'm going to set the camera down here for a second, and I'm going to show you what the engine looks like actually sitting in the boat. So hold on just one second, okay? I'm going to put the camera down, and I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience on that. Anyway, I'm going to come around here and we'll pan up a little bit here and we'll take a look at this thing sitting in the actual boat now. It looks really good. It's really beginning to take shape now. It looks like a real boat, and it looks like the real deal. Come around here, show you what this looks like in there. Once again, my purple looks blue. It's actually purple. You guys will see that when I do an outdoor video. You'll see that it's actually purple. Anyway, I'll shut the capsule lid here. Back off again. And I'll just show that thing sitting there. Come around this way. I'm going to give a couple details of what I got for work on this thing now. I'm going to be quite busy trying to get this thing done by the end of the year. Don't know if that's actually going to happen with my work and everything. Anyway, this boat has two 28-ounce tanks on it. One's on the right, one's on the left. One is for water, one is for oil. On this project, I didn't want it to look like a remote control boat. I wanted it to look like a real boat. So I've got everything hidden in this thing as best that I can. As you know from previous videos, the servo that operates the parachutes is in the very, very back. You cannot see it. It's hidden. The bracket right there that I'm focusing in right now, that's about the only servo you're going to see. But once the fuel tank is in there and the little electric water pump that will actually feed the mechanical pump is there, you won't even hardly see that either. So that's for the rudder. You won't see that. The actual servo that turns on and powers the electric starter motor on the other side of the engine, that servo is actually hidden in the right front sponson. And then on the left front sponson is actually the servo that actually controls the throttle on this thing. I still have to build custom throttle linkage on this thing. I have a cable system that I'm using that's going to go basically straight, almost straight down from the supercharger down into the boat, and then it follows a brass tube with a nylon liner in it that leads up to the front left sponson. The servo that operates the ignition system is hidden inside the capsule. The receiver is also hidden inside the capsule. The wiring harnesses, everything will be hidden. Along this side next to the distributor, under here, under this section right under here, is where the coil and the ignition module will be hidden up underneath that. Anyway, that just gives you a little bit of what I've got to do. My main focus right now, in order to get this thing done by the end of the year, I've got to finish up the body work on the boat, and it's got to get ready to go to paint. So, and then after that I can work on everything else. So I'm really anxious to start the engine. I wish I could start it up for you guys right now, but I have to build the exhaust. And once I build the exhaust, it has to be ran. This boat doesn't have enough water capacity and or oil capacity to keep the engine cool enough for long periods of running time. So in order to have this thing be able to run and break in and seat the rings and do everything that needs to be done on this thing, I went ahead, in between waiting for this engine and working on this boat, I built a crazy ass test stand. And it also holds a stringer from the entire boat, because there's 6 bolts that actually hold the stringer and the engine in place inside the boat. Well, I'm going to show you what this test stand looks like. I'm very anxious to get the engine on there, and the next video will be about the engine running. I'm going to back up a little bit here so you can see this test stand that I built. This is the test stand. There's the stringer that goes inside the boat. There's the rear gas tank for the boat. Here's the V drives, dual V drives. There's the transfer case that from the engine bolts right to that. The front mounts bolt to that. And then there's the fuel tank. And that's the entire stringer that actually bolts into the boat. But I built this test stand in order to run the engine in and break everything in and get the alignment all set up perfectly for the transfer case V drives, get everything dialed in. So all I have to do then is just unbolt it, bolt it into the boat, and it should be ready to go. On the top of this test stand, we have the first tank over here. It's a large tank for water. It has a large tank for gasoline and a large tank for oil. And I went really crazy on this thing, like I've done on everything else. You are watching crazy, RC Crazy here. I put digital gauges in this thing. It's got a volt gauge. It has an oil pressure gauge, RPM gauge, fuel level. I actually put a fuel sending unit inside the fuel tank, and it has water temperature and a hand-operated throttle control, so I can bump the throttle and run it in as needed. So anyway, this is the test stand that is for the Conley Stinger 609 engine and the stringer setup for my boat. And the next video will be the engine actually running on this test stand. So I look forward to sharing that with you. Hopefully that should be in the near future. Like I said, my first priority is getting the exhaust built and getting the body work done on this boat and getting it ready for exactly what I said, getting it ready for paint. Then I can work on getting the rest of this boat assembled. But anyway, I'm going to go around here and just show this boat one more time. And there you go. It's turned out really, really nice. I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. I do believe I'm probably building the most realistic looking drag boat, remote control, that has ever been built. I encourage anyone who wants to build something of similar, so I actually have somebody to run up against. Would be really fun. I'd really dig that. So if there's anybody out there who would like to step up to the plate and build something this crazy, I'd be more than happy to help you and point you along the right way to how to get it all done. So anyway, there you go, folks. That's it. I'm out of here. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit before the next video. I've got an awful lot of work to accomplish, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.